What's up guys, my name is Natalie and welcome to a new reading vlog. Today's Wednesday and I am currently reading To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. I'm not very far in, I'm only on page 18, but I'm really enjoying this so far. I thought that it was a Little Mermaid retelling and I'm still not 100% sure that it isn't. It follows a main character who is a siren. They steal hearts from people for every year that they're alive, basically. The main character only steals the hearts of princes, and then the other perspective is from a prince who likes to kill sirens. And so I feel like I know where this is gonna go. They're probably gonna fall in love and be like, oh, but I'm supposed to kill you, but I love you instead, which seems like a super interesting concept. I'm really liking this so far. Again, not super far in, but like the vibes of it are just everything that I want right now. And the writing, I already have something that I want to quote, so super excited about this. I don't really have a ton to say so far because again, I've only just read a tiny bit of this, but I will talk to you guys later when I have more to tell you. Hey y'all, today is Wednesday the 31st and I really don't remember the last time that I updated you guys. I'm not 2/3 through this book. I would have made more progress on this, but I've actually been reading a lot of Verity, which I don't know that I've actually updated you guys telling you that I'm reading this book now. And so this is for like a separate reading vlog, so we're not talking about her right now. I read Drive by James S. A. Corey, which is one of the novellas in the Expanse series. It's book number 2.5 or 2.7, I don't remember which, but it's between books 2 and 3. I still need to read Gods of Risk before I read the next book in the Expanse series, but I read that. It was not super long. It was, I don't remember, like 20 or 30 pages if I'm not mistaken, and I really didn't like it at all. It was very scientific-y. I gave it 2 stars. It just used a lot of big sciencey words and didn't really explain them a lot, and so it was kind of hard to follow, and I just didn't care that much. That's why it was only 2 stars, but hopefully the next book is better. I also got the audiobook for this short story collection because I was doing yard work yesterday and I was like, I need an audiobook to listen to. I bought that one and then I listened to it for about 2 sentences and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to focus on this. So then I got Looking for Alaska by John Green, and then I was like, you know what, I kind of want to read a book that I haven't read already. And so then I got Broken in the Best Possible Way by Jenny Lawson, which I'm super enjoying. I think I'm like 8 chapters in. I don't really know how much of the audiobook that is. So basically I spent 3 Audible credits, the last 3 that I had, before I settled on a book. But yeah, I'm listening to that audiobook now. I'm on page 233 of this book. I have about 100 pages left. I also am making a quote wall that's gonna go right here. I have it all laid out on my floor. And so I got all the quotes picked out and organized in picture frames. I have 4 left that I need to print them out and put them in the frames. I need to dust them off too because a lot of them are crusty dusty. They've been in a closet for forever. Also, I decided on what I'm gonna do with my Wheel for punishment books. What I decided to do is I'm gonna just make a bunch of punishment book prompts and put them in my stack to pull out from to put on my wheel. I just think it's fun to have a scary space. Right now, I have Big Book and Biggest Book, but I have a bajillion other prompts. So it's not really super risky, I guess, to pull out prompts. This way, it just spices it up a little bit more. It's not a punishment for not completing my TBR, it's just a chance. And if I happen to just get 3 punishments in the same TBR, then oh well. I'm gonna put like 10 in the stack, but like I said, the stack stack is really big, so I want it to be where they will come up sometimes and maybe even twice in a video, but not to where that's all that I'm pulling out. So I'm gonna try 10, see how it goes, and if I need to put in more or take some out, then I'll do that. Also, yesterday I started one of my summer classes. I was so excited that I got this chunk of it done, and then I went to look at how far I was, and I was 1.8% through this class. And so that's probably gonna take me a long time to do all that too. So anyway, I have a lot of things to do, but it's fine. I love my life. I think what I'm gonna do is finish up those quotes. I'm gonna make some progress in this. So I'll probably spend most of the day trying to chunk through this. Chunk? That's not a word. Chug through? I don't know what word I was going for. Truck through. Is that? I don't know. Finish this. That one I know for sure is a real English word. I want to finish this book today if I can, because like I said, there's only 100 pages left. Those are the plans. I'll probably get a wee little time lapse of, I was gonna say of me reading. I'm not reading right now, but when I do, I probably will. Maybe I'll get one of me hanging the stuff on the wall. I don't know. Enjoy whatever time lapse you're about to watch.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes you. Who are you to tell me how to live life? In these times it feels like nobody is right, yeah. So I'ma figure out what else we succeed, and then invest all of my time into that and proceed. I need whatever the hell could make me happy, and I don't think you have a clue what could that be. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I think this life could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am a rebel, I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level. They think that work is too stressful, I think that work is essential. The grind is all in your mental, and I don't think you understand what I'll go through just to be in control of my life soon. All the negativity, man, I'm immune. I don't really need a mask with all I've been through. I've been making changes for the ages. 5-10 year plans are contagious. I attack that shit, I'm tenacious. And if you ain't, get the fuck out of my way then.
Hey y'all, today is Saturday, June 3rd. Did I start the video? I don't think I actually ever told you guys that I finished up To Kill a Kingdom. I did finish this one, and I finished annotating it. I think I got a little bit tab happy. I ended up giving this 3.5 stars. I wrote down more specific thoughts that I can give you guys in my next wrap up that I do. It was fun. I really loved the retelling elements of it, where it tied it back to the original story, but it also had an original storyline. The only thing is I just don't like stories that much that wrap up in like a nice little bow and just everything works out perfectly, but I knew how it was gonna go, so I wasn't super mad about it. But it's just not exactly the kind of story that I like to read personally, so it wasn't a 5 stars or anything, and that's why, like I said. But it was a really enjoyable experience, and I'm not mad that I read this by any means, except towards the very end, I was like, let's please just get this over with already. I want to move on to a new book. Now I'm on The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and I don't want to say I'm almost done with this. I'm on chapter 12 out of 16. 3/4 or so through it. And again, it's pretty enjoyable. Not the greatest book I've ever read by any means, once again, but I really like how short it is and the fact that C.S. Lewis doesn't drag out certain parts of it just for the sake of dragging them out. It's very much, if there's a boring part, it'll be over pretty soon anyway, and you can get to a more exciting part. The way that he writes is very concise, and this is what happened, and then this is what happened, and it's not like, let's make this 20 pages long when it only needs to be 2 pages, and stuff like that. So I really like that about it. Yeah, I'll probably give this one also a 3 or 3.5 stars. Overall, right now, my reading is super enjoyable, mostly because of this book. Yeah, I think that's all. So I will talk to you guys later. Hey y'all, today is Friday, I think. It's Thursday the 8th, and I have finished a couple books since we last spoke. The one that's important for this vlog is The Voyage of the Dawn Treader by C.S. Lewis, the 5th book in the Chronicles of Narnia series, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't really enjoy it. I enjoyed it. It was a fun little time. It's super whimsical. I love how short and quick it is. I don't have much to say about it. It was a fun time. It's exciting that I am a little bit more through another series. So, with that being said, I've now started Hiroshima by John Hersey. I'm almost halfway through it, which is so weird because I'm on chapter 4 out of 5, but the last chapter is like 60 pages long, and it's only a 150-page book. I'm enjoying myself reading it. It's very humbling because the way that it's describing these people's experiences after the Hiroshima bombing, you can definitely see all of the suffering that's happening to everyone around. There's no one who's not experiencing the suffering. There's no one who is just completely fine. They're not having to experience any of that. Just all of them together, like as a community, are suffering, like I said. It's definitely interesting to see that and how the different people respond to that, just how it affects different people. Because like even the people who didn't really get hurt are obviously having to watch everyone else who did and trying to help them, but there's just too many people to help them all, and so it's very humbling, like I said, and definitely interesting to read, and I can definitely see why this is a classic. And also I finished Verity, and now I'm reading A Touch of Darkness, but I will talk about those more in my other vlog. Oh, speaking of which, it's not really related, but I bought these 3 dresses today that I am so excited about. They were on clearance, and so I spent like $15 on all 3 of them or something, and they're so cute, and I will show you guys them later if I remember to. They're so cute, and I'm so excited, and I will show you guys them later. Stay tuned for that. I went on a tangent. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. It's a little bit later. No, it's not. I filmed the last clip yesterday. It's the next day. I just wanted to show you guys the dresses that I was talking about. So this is the first one, and it's so cute, and I'm obsessed with it. So that's dress number 1. And this is the next dress. And I'm not going to show you guys the third one just because it's really similar to this one, and it's basically just the same thing in red. The material is also a little bit different, but it's basically the same thing. But I am so excited that I got these. They're so cheap too. I'm so excited about it. So anyway, I don't really have any reading updates though for y'all because all I've read so far today is a little bit of this book, and so those thoughts are not for this vlog. They're for my other vlog. So yeah. Hey y'all. So today is Saturday the 10th, and I just wanted to pop in real quick to let you guys know that I finished up Hiroshima by John Hersey, and I enjoyed this one. I gave it 3 stars, and it was just a fun little, I don't know if fun is the word, like I was saying before, it's very humbling. Like, it goes into a lot of detail about like the suffering that the Hiroshima bombing caused, but it was interesting to read, and I definitely was enjoying myself reading this. And then you also get to see the lives of the people after the bomb and how, I don't want to say it defines their whole lives, but it definitely has a huge impact on the rest of their lives. So yeah, anyway, this was quite enjoyable. And the next thing I'm picking up is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Not really sure how you pronounce that, but this is for my other vlog, my reading books based on my friends' recommendations video. So if y'all don't hear from me for a little bit, that's probably why, because I'm reading this and A Touch of Darkness right now, and so I'm not actively reading the next TBR book, which is The First to Die at the End, and the last book on the mini TBR. Also, I might read the next next Expanse novella soon, which is Gods of Risk, and that's by James S.A. Corey. But yeah, so that's really all for now, but I will talk to you guys later. Hey y'all, so today is Wednesday, June 21st, and I'm pretty sure it's been like a really long time since I updated you guys. I believe last time I talked to y'all, I mentioned that my next update would probably be if I read the next short story in the Expanse series, which I did read. It was Gods of Risk, and I didn't like it a ton. I gave it 2.5 stars. I don't really have any thoughts on it. It just kind of was moderately uninteresting, so yeah, I didn't really have anything to say about that. But other than that, I'm reading People Kill People by Ellen Hopkins right now. I don't know if I ever told y'all, but I started this a few months ago, I want to say. I never really got to read a lot of it because I just didn't have time because of schoolwork and stuff and the other things I had to be reading. So I got about 100 pages in and then never continued with it. So I restarted this, and I'm also right now reading A Touch of Darkness and The Alchemist, but again, those are things that I'm talking about in my other vlog, so disregarding those for the moment. But this, I'm about halfway through now, and I'm really enjoying it. If it continues on the same path, I'll probably give it about 4 stars. I definitely know the kind of climactic thing that's probably going to end up happening just because this is a book about gun violence, and so I would imagine that there's going to be some sort of shooting thing towards the end of this. So I'm excited to see who all is involved with that. I would assume everyone here is going to be involved somewhat because all of the characters are connected in some way, so that's really interesting. And I definitely like how some characters are bad guys. Like, you can very obviously tell that they're messed up and some of their motivations are just absolutely terrible, so that's definitely something interesting about this, is you don't sympathize with all of the characters. I don't really know how to describe the general plot to y'all. The way that it's written is very interesting. So it switches between the perspectives of 6 different people, I think, and it's told in second person, so it's kind of almost from the perspective of violence, because there's snippets between some of the chapters where violence itself is talking to you, and so that's really interesting. And like I said, the rest of it is in second person, so it's like you are the characters. That's really enjoyable, but not a lot has really happened so far. They're kind of just in this small town called Tucson. So yeah, that's basically all for that. I have started making this little rainbow loom bead. The actual design that I'm following is different than what I'm doing because I want us to make it just a little bit bigger than the one in the video looks. Also, my hair probably looks like such a mess right now. I just got back from Silks, which I don't know if I've mentioned to y'all that I've started doing that, but I have. Today was like my 6th-ish, I think, day of doing aerial silks, so that's really fun. I will probably get a little time lapse of me making this bead and maybe doing work or something. We'll see. That is pretty much all, so I will talk to you guys later. Hey y'all, I have made a controversial decision. I say controversial, I don't think anybody actually cares. Also, sorry if the lighting is bad, but this is just the best angle that we're getting for right now. So this is technically the last book on my little mini TBR, and I kind of have just not been in the mood to read it. Basically what I'm doing is I'm going to say that I don't have to read a certain book on my TBR if I pull out of the punishment jar. I'm going to pull out 3 different books and decide between those 3 like I would in picking like any prompt. I'm giving myself 3 choices. So it's not that I don't want to read this. It's not that I'm not excited for it, but I've just not been in the mood to read it right now, and so I'd rather read something new and exciting than something that I'm not super interested in right now. So I'm gonna pull something out of here. The first punishment book choice is going to be ACOTAR if I haven't started it yet. The point of the if not started ones are because I don't really like to start new series when I have other ones that I'm continuing with. But anyway, there's that one, which I'm super excited for, but I also kind of want to read the Throne of Glass series first, so we'll see. The second choice is The City of Brass. So I've heard a lot about that one. That's also would be a new series that I'm starting. And our final choice, this is looking really juicy so far. Our final choice is Divergent, if I haven't started it yet. Okay, I kind of really want to pick ACOTAR, but at the same time, again, I really want to read Throne of Glass first because I think that I will enjoy Throne of Glass more if I read it before ACOTAR. And The City of Brass, I don't really know a lot about it. it. I know that it's really popular and it's one that I could really enjoy, but also Divergent. I feel like I'm almost at the point where I'm too old to really get the full enjoyment out of Divergent, but I think I'm like just at the point where maybe I could enjoy it a lot if I read it right now. So I think I'm gonna pick that one. So my phone was in a silly goofy mood and decided that it wanted to run out of storage in the middle of me talking, which was really rude of it, if I do say so myself. Basically, what I said was that I'm picking Divergent. Also, I was hanging out with my friend the other day and they literally looked at my bookshelf and said, Natalie, don't read Divergent. And now I am reading Divergent. So shout out to Arthur if you're watching this. I didn't listen to you. You're welcome. That's all though for right now, and I will talk to you guys later. Hey y'all, so today is Wednesday the 28th and I finished reading People Kill People by Ellen Hopkins yesterday, and I also finished listening to the audiobook for Broken in the Best Possible Way by Jenny Lawson, and I gave that one 4.5 stars. The reason that it wasn't 5 stars was because I gave Furiously Happy 5 stars, which is her other book, and I just liked that one just a little bit less. There was less moments that just made me burst out laughing. It was less, I don't want to say less quotable, but there was less just moments where I was like, wow, that's a really memorable and strong moment of the book. I can't think of the word. The inspirational part, I guess. So I gave that 4.5 stars and super enjoyed it. People Kill People, I only gave it 3.5 stars because while I do really enjoy Ellen Hopkins' writing, like her stories are usually very unique, I liked the concept of this in theory. But the big event, it was leading up to this pep rally / protesting that was going to happen, and the way it was making it sound like it was just going to be so violent, and really nothing happened there. The climactic event at the end was kind of expected for an Ellen Hopkins book ending, and while it was kind of strong and emotional, People Kill People, it's in the title, you kind of already knew that something was going to happen with some of the characters and that it was going to be bad. So it just wasn't really surprising the thing that actually did end up happening, and honestly I would have preferred personally if the roles of the people, I don't know if any of you have read this book, this isn't going to be spoilery, the person that got killed and the person who did the killing, I think if they were at least reversed and the person who did the killing got killed, I think it would have been much more emotional and I would have liked it better that way, even though obviously that wouldn't be a good thing, but it would have been more emotional and more impactful, and I think it would have made more sense in a book like this. That's just my personal preference. So yeah, I didn't really like the ending. I wasn't really attached to any of the characters that much. I just feel like there was too many perspectives in this book, and so you couldn't really get attached to any one specific character, and so that really took away from the enjoyment. And after the dramatic thing happened at the end of this book, it kind of just ended all of a sudden, and then there was an epilogue being like, okay, by the way, this is what happened to these people, that's all. It's not that I wish there was more, because then this would have been too long of a book and I wouldn't have wanted to read more about these characters anyway, so I'm glad that it had that abrupt ending, but I just wish that there was more that happened in this. I feel like it had a very slow start, and by the time things started picking up, it was already close to the end, and there was just too much hype around the big thing, and not a lot happened around the big event in this book. The reason it's 3.5 and not just 3 stars is because I really like the unique perspective of violence in this book. Between each of the perspectives, you get a little bit of poetry that is from the perspective of violence, and so I really liked that, and I thought that that was very unique and very well done, and so I liked that about it. So it was decent. I would definitely pick up more of her books because I loved Crank and Glass, so we'll see how some of her other books are for me. I'm reading Divergent right now. It's all the way over there. I'm not gonna go get it, but I want to say I'm around 100 pages in or so, and I do really like it so far. I like the unique world building. The only thing is it reads a little bit young, which I kind of already knew going into it, and that was something I said when I picked it. There's moments where I notice how young it's written for, and there's other moments where I'm just super invested in the plot of it. We love a good plot. So I will talk to you guys later. I'll probably check back in when I have some other significant thoughts about Divergent, or when I'm either almost done or done with that book. So yeah. Hey y'all, so today is Tuesday, July 4th, and I finished reading Divergent a few days ago by Veronica Roth. I never really gave y'all any updates while I was reading this, but I really enjoyed it, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. I'm really excited to continue the series and see where else it goes. It definitely gives the 2010s era dystopian vibes, 100% reminding me of Hunger Games and The Maze Runner, and I really enjoyed both of those stories, so I definitely enjoyed this as well. It had those vibes while also maintaining its own uniqueness, and the plot just constantly kept moving, which I really appreciated. I liked how it would mention an event that was coming up, and it would kind of have a little bit of build up to it, but it's not like it would take the next 100 pages to build up to that. It would mention something and then the thing would happen and then it would move on to the next thing, which is something that I've been missing in stories recently, especially the last few that I've read. People Kill People was really bad about that, just talking about an event for a really long time and then it happens really quickly and not much happens. So super refreshing to actually get that excitement in the plot from this book. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about that though. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, watching me read all of the books from my Wheel of TBR. This one wasn't really from that, but it was a punishment because of the wheel. So anyway, so that is all for this reading vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then please hit the like button and subscribe if you would like to, and hit the notification bell if you would like to see my other bookish videos. Comment down below if you have read any of these books and your thoughts on them if you have. My Bookstagram and Goodreads will be linked in the description if you guys would like to check out either of those. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!